Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about pressure, the shifting pressure over your feet and how you can use that to control and to also time your golf swing. I think the majority of us are kind of struggling at times when we're making a golf swing to really know whether we're doing what we want to be doing. Even Tiger Woods talks about sometimes looking at a video of himself and not seeing the things he thinks he's working on. So if it can happen to Tiger, it can happen to anyone. So any kind of feedback that you can get from your body, which is reliable and seems to be repeating, is something which will give you an extra kind of conviction that you're doing it correctly, irrespective of how the golf ball is flying on that particular day. One of the things you should be able to actually feel during the swing is this kind of change of pressure on your feet as you're moving through the swing. And where the pressure is on your feet will also give you feedback whether you're actually moving correctly and interacting correctly with the ground. Now, I've done quite a lot on kind of how the lower body is working in the golf swing. I just want to kind of use this as a kind of a final way of giving you a little bit of feedback whether you are actually doing this the correct way. It's all going to start as you take the club away from the ball. Now, I talk about getting this lead shoulder down, but if you actually go a couple of floors lower into your feet and shoes, you'll actually find that you make a very short kind of push off from the lead foot, and probably even more directly from the big toe or ball of the big toe of your lead foot. Almost kind of gives you a little bit of a shunt to the side, which is immediately blocked and resisted against by the trail foot. But it's more of the whole of the trail foot, and as you kind of punch yourself away, start that rotation, you should be able to actually feel that force coming out of the lead foot. As you get further up in the backswing, you will actually feel pressure building over your trail foot, and it's building over the whole of the trail foot really. There's no particular position, although I know a lot of people are talking about it being on the inside of the trail foot. Not really as important as you might think, as long as you're staying over the ball. Once you get almost to the top, but before the arms have reached the highest point in the swing, you should be starting to move back into the lead side. And this happens for me when the shoulders have completed their rotation, but before the arms have reached the top of the swing. At that point, the lead leg or knee gives way a little bit. The lead shoulder comes down, almost as you're feeling as if you're kind of leaning into the shot a little bit. And there's a transfer of pressure on the trail foot to the inside of the foot, on the lead foot back into the kind of balls of the feet and that ball of the big toe. And then as you go into the squat, what we call the move, get that lead hip out of the way, you will actually feel the pressure built into the lead side, but go back on the lead foot, so you almost have the feeling of standing on the whole of the lead foot. And it moves forward on the trail foot to the ball of the big toe on the trail foot. So you get this kind of rotational force, this torque force, working through your feet and into the ground. And then finally, as you go into the release, this is when the forces that you generate out of the ground can really help you to accelerate the golf club through the ball. You're doing that as the lead foot pushes back and the pressure goes forward again to the balls of the feet. On the trail foot, that ball of your big toe is resisting the whole time, stopping the lead foot from pushing you away from the target and helping the trail side to come through the ball and accelerate the club out through the ball towards the target. And it's really this kind of change of pressure on the feet that you can use, especially if you're making practice swings. You can actually feel this and help yourself to time it. Timing your golf swing with the help of the pressure is basically a feeling of this kind of stepping from the lead side into the trail side, into the lead side and releasing. And it's kind of Coca-Cola rhythm. If you remember, in the old days we used to start and say Coca, and then you would go cola through the ball. And that's that kind of feeling that you want, or timing you want in your golf swing. Kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts on the lead foot, into the trail foot, back to the lead foot and round. And by getting that kind of change between both of your feet, you should be able to actually feel a little bit of movement and a little bit of flow developing in your golf swing. And this flow is something that you should be able to repeat during your swing, which will help to get it a little bit more repetitive. Now, like everything that you learn in a golf swing, you don't want to be standing over a golf ball going lead foot, trail foot, lead foot, trail foot, or anything to that extent. Conscious thought is a nightmare. You can't really even count through a golf swing because it's basically always going to cause your conscious mind to block your unconscious mind, subconscious mind, or whatever you want to call it. But the cerebellum, the small brain, which is actually supposed to be coordinating your golf swing, gets totally blocked by all this conscious thought. So all you can really do is kind of keep an ear open or a feeling open for this switch of pressure, especially as you change direction. You're going off, you're moving pressure into the trail side, back to the lead side, rotating out of the way and then extending, and getting that kind of switch of pressure from one foot to the other, or one foot to the other, will help you to kind of get a feeling. If you find you're getting onto the outside of the foot, you know that that's not good. If you find you're getting too early into the heels, that's also not good. You'll see an awful lot of top golfers, especially with a driver, almost up on their toes at impact, which shows you that you don't really want to be getting back on your heels at any time in a golf swing until the thing is over and you've stood up and you're basically posing for the camera. It's the last time and only time really you want to feel weight at that point on the outside of your heel. If you want a little bit more detailed idea of this, I've got it in the new PDF for 2022. You can download that. I'll leave a link below. Otherwise, I'd just like to thank all of my patrons again for their support over the last season. I hope you'll support me further through this season. If you're interested in becoming a patron, I'll leave a link there as well. Otherwise, for everybody else, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. We'll see you very shortly with a new video. Until then, bye-bye.